Good morning, students. Today our lecture topic is azygous system of veins. So, in today's lecture, we are going to learn about what is azygous vein, how it is formed, course of azygous vein, its relations, tributaries, a short note on hemiazygous and accessory hemiazygous vein. So, let's begin. Azygous vein. The meaning of azygous is also unpaired. So in thoracic cavity, when we open up the thoracic cavity and remove lung and heart, we will see a azygous system of veins on one side, which is arching towards the superior vena cava. There are some characteristics of this azygous vein, that is, it drains the thoracic wall and upper lumbar region. It occupies the upper part of posterior abdominal wall and the posterior mediastinum. The course of this vein is quite straight. It is paravertebral in position, just beside the vertebrae. There are no arteries accompanying the azygous vein, and they are provided with valves which drain most of the blood from thoracic and abdominal wall. Also, it communicates with vena cava system, that is superior vena cava, portal venous system and vertebral venous system behind. How this vein is formed? If you see in this diagram, this is a superior vena cava. And this side, this is the azygous vein, which is draining here into the superior vena cava. Now this vein, azygous vein, is formed unpaired. So it is a single on one side. It is formed by the lumbar azygous, right subcostal and right ascending lumbar vein. So if you see in this diagram, you can see here the lumbar vein, which is continuing from the lumbar region. You have the subcostal vein and the right ascending lumbar vein. So these will continue and they will form in the thoracic region a azygous vein, which will go, it will arch and drain into the superior vena cava. So basic three components: lumbar azygous, right subcostal and right ascending lumbar vein. So it is basically present on the right side of the thoracic cavity. The lumbar azygous vein, it is basically the abdominal part of azygous vein, which lies on the right side of lumbar vertebrae, and its lower end communicates with the inferior vena cava. So on both sides, it is communicating with the caval system, inferior and superior vena cava. The right subcostal vein, which accompanies the right subcostal artery, and then it contributes to the formation of azygous vein. Third is the ascending lumbar vein, which is formed by vertical anastomosis, which connects the lumbar vein. So these are the three components of the formation of azygous vein: lumbar azygous vein, subcostal vein, and the ascending lumbar vein. All the three veins, they join and form the continuous azygous vein on right side of the thoracic cavity. Now, when it enters the thorax, it passes through the aortic opening of the diaphragm. Now, you know there is a diaphragm, which is a partition between the thoracic and the abdominal cavity. This diaphragm has many openings, one for the esophagus, which will continue down with the stomach, one for the aorta. So through that we have the through the aortic opening, we have the ascending route of the azygous vein. So through the diaphragm, it enters into the thorax upward. Aorta goes downwards and the azygous vein turns upwards. Then it ascends to the fourth thoracic vertebra. You can see here in this picture, there is a vertebral column. This is a thoracic cavity, heart, superior vena cava. This purple color thing you can see is the azygous vein. So it ascends up to the fourth thoracic vertebra. 1, 2, 3, 4. So here till this area, it ascends up. Then it arches forward over the root of lung. Root of lung is the area where the structures are either entering or leaving the lung. So it has many openings, the root of lung. So here it is arching forward over the root of lung, and it ends by joining the posterior aspect of superior vena cava before piercing the pericardium. So you know the heart is enclosed within the pericardium along with the great vessels, that is the aorta as well as the pulmonary trunk. So all the superior and inferior vena cava, they are entering into the right atrium of heart. So the azygous vein, it will go up to fourth thoracic vertebra. It will arch over the root of lung, and then it enters or drains into the superior vena cava from the posterior side before the superior vena cava it is piercing the pericardium. Relations of the azygous vein. Anteriorly, there is a esophagus. Posteriorly, we have the lower 8 thoracic vertebra and the right posterior intercostal arteries. On the right side, right lung and pleura and the greater splanchnic nerve. On the left side, there is a thoracic duct and aorta in the lower part. Also, there is esophagus, trachea, and vagus nerve in the upper part. Tributaries or the draining channel for the azygous vein are: first is there is right superior intercostal vein. The right superior intercostal vein. By mistake, the diagram is opposite. So you can see the right superior intercostal vein, which is formed by the union of second, fourth, and third posterior intercostal vein. So second, third, and fourth intercostal vein forming the right superior intercostal vein. Then 5th to 11th right posterior intercostal vein. Right posterior intercostal vein, 5th to 11th. Hemiazygous vein. This is a hemiazygous vein, which is at the lower border of 8th thoracic vertebra. Then accessory hemiazygous vein at the upper border of 8th thoracic. This is a 8th thoracic vertebra. So accessory hemiazygous and a hemiazygous. Hemiazygous at the level of lower border of 8th thoracic vertebra. Accessory at the level of upper border of 8th thoracic vertebra. These two, they are coming from the left side of the body. Now there are several esophageal, mediastinal, and pericardial veins, which are also draining into the azygous vein. So this was about the formation, course, relation, and tributaries of the azygous vein. Azygous, unpaired vein, continuous vein on the right side of the thoracic cavity, where it is related with the lung, right lung, pleura, esophagus, and drains finally into the superior vena cava. In addition, two notes we have. One is on a hemiazygous vein and a accessory hemiazygous vein. So hemiazygous vein is also known as inferior hemiazygous vein. Now this vein is present on the left side of the thoracic cavity, which is a mirror image of the lower part of azygous vein. So it is from the lower side. Now here it is formed by the union of left lumbar, azygous, and left ascending lumbar, left subcostal vein. The course of this vein, it pierces the left crus of diaphragm. It ascends on the left side of vertebra, which is overlapped by aorta. At the 8th thoracic vertebra, it turns to right side, and then it passes behind the esophagus and thoracic duct and joins the azygous vein. Tributaries of this vein are 9th to 11th left posterior intercostal vein and esophageal veins. So from left side, it ascends upward. Next is the accessory hemiazygous vein, also known as superior hemiazygous vein. This is a mirror image of upper part of azygous vein. So we have two veins coming from the left side. which will also drain into the azygous vein. Coming from the upper side, upper part of left side is you have the accessory hemiazygous vein. It is also known as superior hemiazygous vein. And coming from the lower side of left side is your hemiazygous. Hemi means half, half of a azygous. So hemiazygous. Now this accessory hemiazygous, it begins at the medial end of fourth or fifth intercostal space. Then it descends on the left side of vertebral column, and at the level of 8th thoracic vertebra, it turns to the right side. So at 8th thoracic vertebra is the point where both the veins, accessory hemiazygous and hemiazygous, both are turning towards the azygous vein for the drainage. So 8th thoracic vertebra is the landmark for finding both the veins. So at the level of 8th thoracic vertebra, it turns to right side. It passes behind the aorta, thoracic duct, and then it will join the azygous vein. All this azygous vein you will see when we will remove the content of thoracic cavity, that is the lung, 2 lungs and a heart. So when we remove these parts on the lower side of the posterior wall, you will see this azygous system of veins with the complete azygous vein on right side and 2 half veins, that is accessory hemiazygous on upper part of left side and hemiazygous on lower part of left side. For accessory hemiazygous, the tributaries are coming from 5th to 8th left posterior intercostal vein. Sometimes left bronchial veins also drain here. So in short, we have learned about the azygous vein, hemiazygous vein and accessory hemiazygous vein. So remember, azygous vein is a draining channel on the right side of thoracic cavity, which starts in the abdomen as a lumbar azygous vein. Then it will turn upward to the aortic opening of the diaphragm, which will join by the subcostal vein and ascending lumbar vein. It will turn up to 4th thoracic vertebra, arch over the root of lung and drains into superior vena cava. Similarly, we have 2 more veins which are draining or which are the tributaries of the azygous vein, that is accessory hemiazygous coming from the upper part of left side, which drains the intercostal veins in that, and then at the level of 8th thoracic vertebra, it goes into the azygous vein. Hemiazygous vein comes from the lower part of the left side of thoracic cavity. It also drains the intercostal veins, and again at the level of 8th thoracic vertebra, it will turn to right side for drainage into the azygous vein. So this is all about the azygous system of veins. A very important topic, a long question may come on this topic. So azygous system of vein, you make a note and of this and write down the answer for this. Thank you.